It's
Gotta get
got
psyched.
gotta get our blood flowing. All right, welcome to another episode of Owlbear Soup. This week we're gonna be tackling writing an adventure. Making
Ooh.
use of the chat if they'll be so kind to help us. Uh, I am Justin, and I am joined by.
I'm Rich. Hi. Hi. Wow. I already see major important story points here in the chat for our adventure today, like remember to hydrate.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. So I was getting ready for this morning, and I was like, well, I really have zero prep to do because I'm just gonna show up and we're just gonna do this thing. But then, like 3 minutes before I hit that go live button, I was like, oh man, maybe I should have prepared more. But no,
Yeah. Well,
it's gonna be
no.
good.
No.
It's gonna be good because we're doing it off the cuff.
Right? We don't want to come in with like pre-packaged ideas. We want to come up with an adventure all right here.
Yeah. All right. Ooh, wow. Thank you for the subs. That's awesome. And all the cool emotes. Okay, so
Awesome.
before we get into the subject of the week, do you have anything that has come up that you want to talk about?
Anything that has come up that I want to talk about? Intriguing. I've been pretty head down, like writing and working this week, honestly. So I haven't been checking into the news a whole lot. I don't think. Final registration for the Academy of Adventures is tomorrow, so I've been getting a bunch of um, not last minute ads, but ads here this weekend. So that's been a lot of fun getting folks in and invested. I sent out my campaign guide, which I posted on Twitter
Yes,
as
it's
well.
so
Just
good.
a little like 4-page short. Here's some factions. Here's my rules.
Hmm.
Um, they weren't very. You probably read my rules. They're the most all encompassing rules there are. It's just do whatever you want.
Yeah,
It's gonna be
it's
fine.
gonna be fine. Everything's fine. It's fine. Just do it.
Yeah. Eventually, we'll get to the point where I have to start talking about, we're starting at first level, so I don't have to say at the start like sharpshooter is out or what's the spell?
Human.
Prayer of healing,
Circle of healing.
circle of healing. I don't know. That one's less on my radar these days. They nerfed it, right?
Uh,
Is that an official nerf?
I don't know if it's an official nerf, but it's an understood nerf. So,
Okay.
um, yeah. All right.
How about you?
No. It has been a week of mental health for me. So I kind of didn't stream as much this week, and I've been kind of just taking it easy, getting prepped and ready for September. September should be a big month. That's birthday month,
Oh
so
yeah.
that's always a ton of fun. And yeah, that's really about it for me.
Um,
Oh no, you froze on me,
Similar
Rich.
day for us. We're trying to calm, take it easy. So we did a puzzle.
Oh, nice.
Puzzle that we got maybe 3 years ago. Um, Finally decided to solve. And here's what happened. Are you ready? Are
Yeah,
you ready?
yeah.
A puzzle is kind of this great, like, calming device, but
Mhm,
at some point it's not. There's like the fun part of the puzzle, which for us this was the Pittock Mansion.
mhm.
So the house was cool.
Yeah,
The border is cool.
yeah.
All the grass on the bottom is like, and then the sky is stupid. So
Right.
um, not only did we do a puzzle which was fun for me, very relaxing, but also we made the conscious decision not to finish it because we didn't feel like we had to.
Yeah, that's perfect. Uh, that's kind of how I feel about a lot of puzzles. Like I've started doing Sudoku every day, and I have an app, and it just gets progressively harder. And there's certain days where I'm just like, I've
Yep.
gotten far enough in this one. I don't need to complete it.
Yes. I think video games have certainly taught us, like, I've played so many where the completionist need is really there and like all our achievements and everything
Mhm.
else, blah, blah. I got to get the platinum trophy. I don't think I've ever gotten a platinum trophy in a
Yeah,
game, but like, I just don't
yeah,
care.
yeah.
It's kind of better not to have that driving need go all the way
Yeah,
there.
that's kind of an interesting thing, even talking about like role playing games, because role playing games does not necessarily have that, end goal of winning.
Hmm.
It's actually the adventure, right? And we're gonna talk a little bit about adventures. And
Hmm.
and the hardest part for us gonna be to write is not the beginning and not the ending. It's gonna be that middle chunk, because that's
The
where all
middle.
the meat is. That's where a lot of the fun is. And yeah. So anyway.
I agree. You just reminded me of um, D&D arcade game, which I what's Towers of Mystara?
Yes.
Mm,
No.
something of Mystara.
Pool. No, I'm thinking of
You
Pool of
know the game.
Radiance.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Anyway.
can't remember. There was like a 2-part series, but I always loved playing the cleric. You get a bunch of stuff. You get to, you get someone shouting sticks to snakes all the time, which was great. Tons of fun. I played that game specifically to get the Holy Avenger cleric item, and if I didn't get it, I gave up. And that was me playing D&D, but just in that specific format. And I love not playing D&D in the real world with that mindset. There's no goals. I have no goals. It's great.
That's awesome.
You have fun.
Yeah.
Shadow over Mystara.
There it
Yes,
is,
thank
there it
you.
is.
Sticks to
Sticks to
snakes.
snakes.
So I would always cast that spell.
All right.
So bad.
Oh man. All right. Well, if there's nothing else, let's get into it, right?
Dive
Alright,
in.
so, as this scene transitions here, there's a couple of different ways that you might get a prompt to write an adventure. One of those could be you're inspired to write an adventure, like, hey, I have this really cool idea for an adventure that takes place on, an airship and this and that, or the or even like the epic conclusion, right? You may have the epic conclusion in your brain, and then you need to build backwards.
Right.
So that's one way. And whenever I think about adventure writing, I wrote a blog post about this. Is that using the funnel approach, right? And I kind of use that in my brain whenever I write adventures on my own or for my home games. I haven't written an adventure for publication yet, for a while. So, but the other side is something like DM's Guild, or not DM's Guild so much, but why can't I think of it? Starfinder Society, Pathfinder Society, those ones, likely you're going to get a prompt from a from like the editor, from the person who is hiring you to write this. And so you would have that prompt, and then you'd write the adventure. And so there's a couple of different ways. So what we're going to do is, while we go through this, we are going to both clash our ideas on how we write adventures together and see how it works, because we haven't done this before. And also we're going to use input from the chat. So we're going to have some questions, and we are going to go for it. All right.
Right. Oh, this is exciting. I like this. I like this already. I always think about those ones where you see the scene. Those are shower adventures. Like it's probably not a great name, but like you get like you're just daydreaming, and suddenly, boom, the idea is there, and you're like, how do I put this into a story? How do I wrap this whole thing up?
Kind of a shower thought, right?
Yeah. Kind of a shower.
Yeah.
Thought.
Sometimes for me at least, I have this scene, and this scene is what I want to build to. And that's this awesome scene. So, all right.
Yeah. Do you ever build adventures based around specific monsters?
Absolutely. Yeah. So sometimes it's like I really want to. In my head, when I build adventures, I tend to try to, when I do my home games, do Monster of the Week style home games anyway. So a lot of times I'm like, okay, well, I want to throw an Undead Beholder and a couple of these at the creatures or at the party, and then I build outwards from there as well.
Nice.
All right. So, how do you like to start?
Wow. Gosh, I'm just checking all of these chat ideas out. Wow. How do we want to start? I think we should right, if I want to write an adventure, it needs to have a couple things, right? It needs to have a monster, like an interesting action scene. I need that. And I need, I talked about this last time. I need that sense of wonder. I need the thing that's going to make me go, ooh, that's cool, as well. So I got to know what those two things are. And if I have those, I'll be really engaged and be able to, start filling out, like, how do we get to the sense of wonder? How do we find this monster? How does this monster beat us up?
Okay. So interesting action scene is one thing you need. We need a sense of wonder somewhere in there.
Somewhere. I want a sense of something that is different than normal, right? If the adventure is basically your normal, then is it an adventure at all?
Exactly. Yeah. So something there's like a twist somewhere that makes it different. And oh, is Rich much louder than me? I can turn that up.
I got some bass on the mic today.
Okay, cool. I just
Which is wild because I'm a baritone.
I turned up my bass just a touch, but whatever. Okay, so anyway, so interesting action scene, sense of wonder somewhere. And let's see here. So I like to know both points. Like what I guess we really need a summary of what we want this adventure to be.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. The Barry White of Twitch. Oh wow. There's a lot of kissing notes in here. I mean, there's a couple.
Yeah. People, I'm just now
Or fights.
looking over there.
So I do like that. Okay. A lot of encounters. We talked about this last time, like ways to go around the encounter without delving quite into combat. It's always fun to have those kind of extra sections that are like, I don't know, what would I even call that? It's not development. I usually think about that as the things that happen during the fight or the encounter.
Mm-hmm.
Other encounter approaches. I don't know what we would call it, but that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. All right. Oh, bones,
skull,
soup, kissing. All right. So let's think. So, this is the first time we're trying to do this. If this goes well, we're totally going to do it again. But there was some requests for owlbears. There's requests for owlbears. Or there was requests for soup. There's been some requests for kissing, bones, skulls. All right. So, chat and Rich, what about this? So let's start with how does the party get together and who gets the party together, right? And I think Chef Owlbear can be our quest giver, right?
Oh, our guide, right at the start.
Right?
Okay.
Let's just start with a guide. So a little bit about Chef Owlbear. He is actually a wizard who transformed himself into an owlbear.
Oh, so not an owlbear who trained to be a wizard and then also a chef.
Oh, that we could do that. Yeah, let's do that. That's more fun.
Okay.
He actually is an owlbear.
Okay. All right.
Actual.
So trained to be a wizard, and then at some point was like, nah, I prefer this chef thing.
Actual
so
owlbear.
more full-time chef.
Trained to be a wizard, but loves cooking.
Right. Okay. Now I'm excited about this character. All right, chef.
It's the Guy Fieri of Waterdeep.
Oh wow.
Okay, cool. So here we go. So now we have our quest giver, the person who's going to give out the quest.
Right.
And he has the ability to transform into a humanoid. Yep.
Sure.
He has those spells. He's a very powerful wizard, but he just likes to make soup and all kinds of soups.
Right. And there's a lot of reasons your players might know this chef in order to get hooked up with this, right?
Yeah.
Probably one of them that he just has some of the best soup in town and everybody's got to come and get that soup. So you're kind of like a fan of the brand. Gotta go to Flavortown. I was really trying to come up with a like, does he live in a yurt? Is it the Flavor Yurt? Is it
Yeah. In some of these notes, like we can always come back and revise later too. So got to go to Flavortown. That's a good idea to keep in the back of our head. He runs the kitchen at a tavern.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh wait, maybe. So if we're doing Waterdeep, maybe he's a new hire in the kitchen of what is the one that Durant runs?
Oh, that's the Yawning Portal.
Yawning Portal. Maybe he's the new chef at the Yawning Portal.
You're sure it's not the newest tapas restaurant in all of Waterdeep?
I mean, it could be that. I was thinking it would be fun to put him in kind of this place so that you could lead to other adventures, but we can make.
Oh, I got you. Well, if we do like multiple hooks, I totally like the idea that, you've met this person. Maybe we're gonna meet him outside of this, so it doesn't matter
Yeah,
too
yeah,
much.
yeah.
But if this is a connection from Waterdeep Dragon Heist, then maybe they are applying to work at your restaurant as
Oh,
well.
actually, yeah. Or they could be applying to work at Troll Skull Manor.
Troll. That's it. That's it. You mean the hottest tapas restaurant in all of town? Papa Squat at the Tapa Squad. Oh my gosh. When's the last time we played that game? I never stopped thinking about that game.
All right, there we go. Okay, so now we have a couple of ideas as to how you could be connected here. Well,
Right.
I think since our initial our initial duder here is a chef. I think that it might be good to go with a kind of not a milk run, a honey run, milk run, a milk run
Okay.
style
Okay.
adventure. So milk
Okay.
run style adventure.
Is you get 6 bottles of milk.
Exactly.
Got to drop them off.
I mean,
Yep.
as simple as that, right? Like it's literally like it. So milk runs are adventures in Shadowrun, where it's a very simple run. You go somewhere, you pick something up, and you bring it back.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Fair enough. I was getting excited for like a Kiki's Delivery Service style adventure. I don't know.
Yeah.
But you're right. This should be a classic. This owlbear needs us to go and do a thing. Right.
Mhm.
We're on a task.
Yeah. Yes.
Cool.
So there's going to be a chef competition. Yep.
Okay. Okay. I'm liking this. So
Oh, I
so it
can't
sounds like
spell.
we have this milk run, right? The our chef needs a specific ingredient of some kind.
Yeah.
They're making something special.
Needs a special ingredient.
There's only one place to find it.
Wow, I can't spell
Flavor
today.
Town.
That's okay.
Right.
Right. Yeah. So what is this special ingredient? What is something? Yeah, roll to flambe. I love that. What is something that a level 1 character or a group of level 1 characters would be a challenge for them to acquire? But not so impossible.
Right, because it's got to be something you wouldn't easily be able to find in Waterdeep.
Yeah. What about something like an Axebeak's egg?
Oh, intriguing. Okay. Okay.
For a special I'm not even how do you spell quiche?
Quiche.
There we go. Perfect. You need to get an Axebeak egg for a special quiche.
Okay. I like that.
So Jonathan says dragon eggs. I think that's a bit far for a first level party to go, but we could try to use dragon eggs.
Right. It turns into like we've got a pretty specialized hunt there that's against a very intelligent opponent who could easily drop the party.
Yeah.
So it depends on if we want the egg to be the end of the encounter or not. Or is this going to be a thing where we want to go get some Axebeak's eggs? Along the way, we realize that like, okay, well, now if I do the chef's competition, that's one of the prizes or something like that, right? So I don't know if we want to fight a dragon. I guess that's the thing.
Yeah, so let's see, structure of the adventure. So one, we have our opening scene, and then in our opening scene, let's see, how do I want to do this? Chef asks party to go get egg.
Okay.
So that will lead to scene 2. Oh, well, we don't need all that.
Ooh.
Which then leads to the party leaving. See, I think they need to go on a little bit of a journey out of Waterdeep to get these eggs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it would actually, like, a thing I enjoy about Monster of the Week style things, and not saying that's where this is going, is the Witcher aspect to it. I love this. So, like, does the party need to study a little bit about Axebeaks? Let's find out some information about them. Let's find out, what terrain are they likely to be in? Do I know a hunter who can give me a good guide to get out there? But there needs to be a little bit of prep work, or does the chef know all this stuff already? Maybe the chef is that hunter.
Yeah. yeah,
Could be a divination spell, some scrying going on. I don't know. I guess that's the biggest question I have is does the owlbear know exactly where this egg is?
I think I think if the party asks, maybe he could give them some guidance.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's go up here, Chef Albert. He has an idea where the eggs are, but more info can be gathered. And here's what I'm thinking: is I think like, and I think part of this, I think it's going to be, it's in my head I'm thinking, sorry, I'm going all over the place now. I'm
Mhm.
thinking getting the egg is where the adventure really begins. Like there's a little bit
Right.
leading up
Okay.
to it, and they get the egg, and stick with me. The other chefs in the competition have also hired adventurers and mercenaries, and there are going to be several of them attempting to prevent you from getting the egg to Chef Alberti.
Oh. Ooh, okay. I like this. Okay, so we've got all sorts of opportunities for NPCs here. Whether it's a solo, like a single,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, assassin-style rogues sneaking in to get one all on their own, or a whole band of pirates hired by our offshore
Uh
chefs.
huh.
Um, yeah, there's a lot of choices, and I do like the idea. Okay, so like they're battling, or they're talking to them on the way out. Maybe a couple of these are totally role-playing style encounters.
Yep.
Always like
Mm-hmm.
those. Um, maybe some of them are more like a race. I'm trying to stay ahead of this other group.
Uh huh.
We could build that in there like a skill challenge style thing.
Yeah.
Um, and maybe you get to the egg and you realize that all the eggs have been taken,
Oh.
um, right?
Okay.
By the team that beat you all there. And I think the chat, there's been a lot of, what was it? Figieri?
Yeah.
um, I love the idea that they need to go track this egg down and they end up in a place they were not expecting to be.
Okay. Okay. I like that. I like that. I did like the suggestion was they get the egg and they have to protect the egg. Uh.
Oh, ooh.
Yeah. I will say that I am not going to personally write anything that is a kissing adventure, because I don't want to put that kind of situation in a module that forces a player to interact in a way they may not want to in order to solve things.
Yeah, I'm sorry. The only mechanics in this encounter, it just says kissing.
Yeah. Okay, so they go to look for the egg, but they don't find the egg.
The adventure is called Richard and Justin's Good Kissing Book.
Good kissing book. All right. So they go to look.
Okay.
They go to look for the egg, but they don't find it.
Right.
Now they need to
Oh
hunt it
no.
down.
And so there needs to be, I mean, in order to hunt it down, they need a clue of some kind, whether
So
um
there's so in here there's going to be an axe beak encounter, right? Small combat.
oh, yeah.
Small combat. Now we need post combat clues.
Um okay. Let's see. How hmm. I think a survival check could do a lot of good work here because there could be a scent on the air, like a special spice or something that one of these uh just so we're not following tracks. It is
Yeah.
like we're getting a little silly. It is chef based. It'd be kind of fun if it had a lot of seasoning aspects to it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you smell like, I don't know, there's just some paprika on the air, and it just takes you in this direction. You find tracks eventually, and you're able to kind of follow this track for a while. Um, Potentially leading us to other encounters or more of these like rivals in the area.
Yeah.
It could be fun.
That could be fun. Let's see. So survival check, maybe that tells that. So the easy clue. So we want one easy clue that kind
Yeah.
of gets them thinking. And here's my thought: is
Okay.
is they start someone starts sneezing.
Ooh, yeah. Okay, because that's good, right? So there's a huge like bunch of spices right there. I've used this so many. I think I did it with you all in or in Honey and Heist,
Uh-huh.
right? I love that picture of the bears getting lifted off the
Yep.
ground by their nose and floating. I
Absolutely.
I use that too much, I guess.
Okay, so we have a survival check clue. We have an easy clue. Uh, let's see. What do they find with investigation? Because that's usually a
um,
go-to. We want to give them something.
right. Um,
And this is, and I think this would be a good opportunity to show huh, I always like a scrap of fabric or a piece of or a dropped letter or something like that.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, could be. Um, I like those. They could have. I mean, I keep mentioning these other rivals, and I know we haven't dealt with them. I like other characters
yeah.
around, people to talk to. I interest there could be a person who was hurt or something, like one of the rivals they found on the way up, and they were just like, I got attacked by an axe beak, I slipped and I fell, something like that.
Hmm.
Someone that they can go back and interrogate a little bit. They might know, oh, that smell. Yeah, there's only one place to find that smell.
Okay, so before we even get to the Axebeak encounter, so pre-Axebeak,
Maybe we have a
they come across a oh, what are they called? Chef assistant. I can't remember which
right
which tier it is.
a sous chef, or do you want?
Is it no, sous chef is specialized, right? It's kind of a line. Here we'll go a line cook for one of the.
Chef de cuisine. Okay,
Come
yeah,
across
yeah.
a line cook
There's so many feathers,
from one of the rivals.
right? Maybe we have to do like a stealth check or something, some sort of team challenge to get past another group, right?
Mhm.
I like the idea that they know that there's more people going for this before they get to the axe beak,
Yeah.
right? They've got that tension. They got to get up there. Oh, there's the fight. Oh no, okay. Oh, we got to do this, and then they get to the nest, and there's no eggs.
Let's see. And this person is heading back. He's injured. He,
Mhm.
he they couldn't get past the axe beaks.
Right.
But he has information on the other party that went there.
Right. So they might be able to tell them where they need to go from there. So they don't have, maybe instead of having like a letter or something, they gain information that now they can ask specific questions of this other character who's nearby,
Absolutely.
and they will get their answers.
Or
Or if they just killed that person, I don't know, that person might have written a journal. And no, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and I think we make this person like non-combatant. Like we even say like
Yeah.
if the party attacks, this person just cowers into a ball and
Yep.
hides. They are a non-combatant, right?
Yeah.
Non-combatant.
That's usually a good enough for people.
If the party wants to kill him, it's going to be so easy.
This is good, right? As long as you write non-combatant, there's only so far you can go when you're writing an adventure to like, box out all the possible things that people are going to do.
Yeah.
If your party is just going to kill every NPC you see, don't run a pre-written adventure. Just don't.
Exactly.
It's never going to work out.
Yeah. All right, so I think that's good. I think that's good. So pre-Axebeak, they come across a line cook from one of the rivals. This rival is let's see, he works for a chef. I don't know. We'll just do a name for this, and we'll come back to that later. He's notoriously mean.
Oh.
And stingy with ingredients.
Which is why they only sent one line cook to get this thing from an axe beak.
Yeah, which is why which is why they sent this feller or this person, this one person, right, to get axe
with
beak.
One ladle, which is not an axe beak killing weapon. Have you taken a look at the name lists at the back of Xanathar's guide, by the way?
Yes. I don't remember them off the top of my head, but yes, there's a lot of them there.
There's so many, and there's so many for every player's handbook race, which I like, but I love that they also do an enormous list of like, our world nationalities and like, 20 names, 40 names, I guess, for each of them. There's a huge list. It's really incredible.
Rorston Gamsby.
Like Rorston Gamsby.
Oh, Chef Rorston
That's
Gamsby.
monster. Chef.
Chef Rorston Gamsby. All right. So, oh man. Let's see. So investigation. That they find a red powder,
Hmm.
and maybe if one of the players are a chef,
Right? So they're proficient
Or
in chef's tools,
yeah, or
whatever.
a cook, or have something there. Maybe that gives them special insight. They get
Yeah.
advantage on history check. We'll go DC 15 because that's what it is. Advantage on history check, DC 15 to know chef name. Uses a lot of it in their cooking.
Hmm.
Boom, there's a clue.
Yeah. In that fiery, I was trying to say fiery, but that won't work.
Right.
That spicy cooking.
Spicy cooking. Oh yeah, who was the oh, maybe this was a Florida thing. There was a chef who was always on TV. He's kind of a more portly gent, and he always cooking fish with spices and stuff. I can't remember now. We just need another cook's name,
Don't.
so we'll deal with that later. All right. Let's see. So okay, so now we have now this is now the characters are officially on the adventure, right?
Right.
So
Here we go.
Here we go. So at this point, we could come up with some options, but let's do something like this. Let's jump all the way towards the final like conflict and talk about the post a little bit, right?
Right.
Final conflict.
I mean, yeah, and we'll see what we need to fill out from there.
So here's my thoughts for the final conflict.
Okay.
We need to save the party that stole that or that got to the egg before us.
Ooh, we need to say. Ooh, interesting. So we're already set to dislike them this whole time, right?
Yep.
They stole the thing we wanted. We're gonna track them down. Oh, I can't wait to beat them up and take that axe beak egg.
Yeah.
We're gonna get so much cool rewards, and then they need our help now.
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
This is a good twist. I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not happy about it, but if I save these people, I'll probably feel good about it.
Yeah. So we need a hard level 1 encounter.
Okay.
I think this level 1 encounter should include 1 brute type and like 3 minion types.
Okay. So who do you want to save them from? Like, is this Chef Feigieri? Is this are they in the Flavortown cave, or do these people just work, or is one of the people we're trying to save our Guy Fieri friend?
Yeah. So I think maybe yes. Yeah. I think maybe we go back and Chef Rorston Gamsby is holding these holding them captive with his other chefs, with his other line cooks, and they're all going
right.
okay, so it's Chef Rorston Gamsby,
right, who would never just send one cook to finish the job. No, you bring the whole team in.
Yep. I'll check his name, and 3 line cooks. All right.
Right, and I like tons of fun ways to do this. I would love, if they are getting some kind of power from the spice, some like Dune style. Maybe they're quick. Maybe they've got a multi-attack because they're just all spiced up.
They are all spiced up.
That can be the abilities title. All spiced up. When you attack twice.
All spiced up, and they do bonus. They can do bonus attacks. So let's go. Or actually, let's not do bonus attacks. Let's do something that's already in there. They get pack tactics.
Oh, sure. That's a good one. What did I recently use? Oh, Sahagin. I was fighting people with Sahagin, and they get blood frenzy.
Yeah.
Like once you're hurt, they get advantage to attack you from then on.
That's brutal.
Yeah. You just want to, eat your blood.
Yeah. Oh, and they have a spice attack.
Spice attack. Ooh, that's fantastic. Like just a condition-based
Uh-huh.
attack. Save. I mean, we're probably talking either a con save or a deck save. I could make the argument for either
I would
one,
say
I
con.
think.
Let's do con save, and you have disadvantage for 1 round. Probably DC 12. Disadvantage 1 round.
Right. I'd have to look up the conditions. I use poisoned, so I mean that would be an easy one, but disadvantage for 1 round.
Yeah.
I like it.
All right.
On what? On attack rolls? On everything?
Uh,
do I get
oh,
do I get advantage to hit you
on
if you're all spiced up?
on everything. No.
Wow.
Ooh. Yeah. We'll
That'd be
just do
pretty
that.
strong.
You have disadvantage. It doesn't make you easier to hit. It means you're gonna have a harder time. All right. I think
All right, so there's no reason to spend an action to wipe it
right,
away
it's just 1 round.
because after 1 turn you're
Yep.
gonna be good. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. So we have our final conflict. This is our final conflict. We'll more go into much more depth soon, and then
Oh,
okay. So now let's see. The conclusion of this final conflict is does the other team just give us the egg, or do they still try to keep it?
I mean, it might have been taken from them at this
Oh,
point,
that's
right?
true.
So I mean, we could be talking about they are dangling in a cage above a huge
Oh,
fire.
yeah.
I don't know.
Oh.
Like they could really need active saving during the battle.
Oh, that's true. That's good. Here, let's put that in there. They need active saving during the battle.
Right. Which I love. I love having a ritual
So-
activity of some kind, like a secondary objective.
So skill challenge within the
Um,
combat.
Hmm.
There we go. I do like Jonathan. I do like that you lose 6 hit points that are spiced for 1 round, but we're looking at first level adventures. So I think doing the additional that, but I think there should be a superior spiced for our follow up adventure for levels 3 to 5 characters that include some of that.
Totally spiced. It could just be the whole thing could be called like Buffalo Spiced.
Oh no.
Not messing around.
Oh man. All right. So here we go. So there's skill challenge within combat to keep the competition or the egg folk, I don't know, other party
Right.
from getting roasted.
Gosh, what are they? And it could just be, we could make it a monologue moment. Like as soon as you come in, like Rorston Gamby.
Rorston Gamby.
Right. Does something to start activating this moment, whether it's, I don't know, they're what do we want to do? What would you do? What would a cook do to these people? Not just put them in a cage and drop them in a fire, but what's a cooking related demise?
They're on a giant spit being roasted.
Ooh, I like that. And so maybe as soon as he sees the party, he like pulls back on I don't know, some sort of stove, sort of oven thing, and that blows a whole bunch of air in, and the fire
Yeah.
like bursts. It's like really have to get in there and knock that fire out. Which they could do. I mean, it's not magical, so they could do something. We could write up a little bit for this. That could be a shape water sort of thing, or create water. Could potentially stop that. Potentially, they run over and need to make a strength check to push the lever back and drop the air back down. Or break the spit somehow. I think that would be difficult, but
yeah,
I like that chunky. Any of these would work. You just got to do something.
Yeah,
You gotta fix this.
and I think it's a good area for us to put a little bit of like, hey, by the way, here's some ideas we had to solve this, but you as the DM, of course, can say, oh man, that was a good idea, and let it roll.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And then also like putting in. Well, of these folks here, the assistants that are tied up here on the spit, they've got 2 turns.
Oh yeah.
And then they are roasty toasty. But then maybe the main one is going to last a 3rd turn. So giving people a secondary success if they don't get to it immediately, like some sense that they know it's going to be bad. This fire is huge. Those people are going to burn up. That's not good. But they've got a limited amount of time to fix that.
I love it. All right. So at the conclusion of combat, they have saved. Well, here it goes. Right. One,
Hopefully.
did they save the other party?
Because they could just not.
Right.
They could be like, I hate those people. They stole our egg. But But I think if you make the monologue dark enough, that moment of like, you realize who the real villain is here, maybe that'll help them
Yeah.
get excited about saving this party. And for our epilogue that is just going to say kissing,
Yeah.
you kind of need those people
Exactly.
around.
Because all those people are going to do some kissing. All right. Did they save
Right.
the other party? Yes, they did. This means party kissing, and and they don't want to give up the egg.
Ooh. Right? They went and got the egg.
So they will. I mean, here's the thing: is you have all the power because they don't have the egg. They're still tied. They could still be potentially tied up. You could just take the egg and go. But
ooh. What if they go over to the chef's supplies and they open the chest and they see that not only are there some cool magic items and whatever we want to give them, but there are 2 axe beak eggs.
Oh.
What do you do now that you have the opportunity to still give that other party an egg and have one for yourself? Or do you take them both back? Knowing that Chef Owlbear D will probably reward you for 2 eggs, more than just 1.
Yeah. Chef Owlbear will double your reward for 2 eggs.
Right?
And
but it was this other party that was just on fire.
And will surely win the competition. All right. So let's see here. So if you take both eggs, Chef wins. If you only take 1 egg,
you break 1 egg while making eye contact with the other party the whole time.
Exactly. Oh man.
Then you'd still win. You would win the competition, no problem, as long as you got 1 egg back.
Exactly. Something's up there.
The question, like the weird moment, is what if you give them 1 as well because you feel bad for them and you have 2? Yeah. Do you get a reward for fairness? Do they let your team win in the end? When it gets down to the final 2, do they just back down and say, no, we wouldn't be here at all without Chef Owlbear D? And you actually get you get a medal. You get a Star Wars style medal ceremony.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. If you only take 1 egg, get different rewards. We can detail all those out a little bit later. Yeah. Oh man.
I love those. I love splitting up the epilogue like that. So it's not just a single finish. I've got ideas for a couple of the things players could do. They have some agency about what they want to decide. I like decisions like that. I like ending adventures in that kind of format. So that sounds
I think we have some good notes for that conclusion. We have some good notes for that final conflict. We have good notes for the opening scene. We have good notes leading the party to the getting to the eggs, finding the axe beaks, realizing there's no eggs anywhere. We have a notorious mean and stingy with ingredients bad guy in Chef Rorston Gamsby. And
unbelievable.
We're going to end up probably with at least a couple more chefs, at least one more chef, if not multiple others. But all right, so here we go. So let's jump back into the actual, the adventure portion of this. And I think we are at the idea of all right, I'll figure this out later. I think we're at formatting.
Formatting is fun.
I'll deal with formatting later because it doesn't matter that much. All right. So here we are in 4, and then let's see here. So we need some. Actually, I'm gonna just do a divider. There we go. All right. Now I feel better.
Gosh, I would say what I'm looking for right now is a complication, but we're full of complication. We got a lot.
Yeah. So, but
story twists.
Yeah, and so, but what we need to do? So we have 1 really light and easy combat with the axe beaks. We have 1 challenging combat with the chef, right? And I'm gonna assume this takes part across 1 day, so we don't want to strap our resources too much. So I would say 1 more kind of mid-level combat.
Right, we're pretty much assuming they're going to take short rests in between all of these because there is travel in between, but not long rests.
Right.
Yeah.
one mid-level combat. All right, and then let's see here. So a skill challenge of some sort,
Hmm.
and we need to make sure to include exploration type stuff.
That's true.
Great. Here we go.
Right. So, we could do an exploration leading up to the final encounter, right? It's trying to discover exactly where this camp is located or wherever the final scene is. That's a potential spot for some exploration.
Yeah.
Especially because we've had a special like this scent or whatever leading us through. Maybe they find the ambush site. They find the moment when they get attacked by Rorst and Gamby, and suddenly that scent gets totally dispersed, and their tracks leading kind of in a bunch of different directions.
Yeah. So the party follows the smell, or just paprika. We're gonna go with that. We'll make up a better fantasy name for it later. Follows this. If they don't pick it up by smell, they follow the sprinkled paprika here and there that's falling out of the pockets of these guys, and then and that leads them to where they got ambushed, which will be another scene.
Right. And this scene is definitely one where they could be searching around, trying to gain some information, lead them on an exploration. It could also be a site of another combat because there is, there's been some activity here. People might come investigate. So this could be our scene of our mid-level combat, and then leading us toward that exploration if we wanted.
Okay.
It's a fair.
Yeah. Who would be there? Who would be there at the scene of a combat?
I mean, the kind of mentioned in the chat, the cast of the Great British Baking Show.
Yeah.
Could be one of the, it could be another one of the teams if we wanted to, like who's also kind of tracking this or is in the area for the competition.
Yeah.
Maybe looking for different ingredients.
Yeah, another team, but these are another team, but they're unsavory fellows. So yeah, team, and they are the unsavory fellows.
Oh, I see.
A rival adventuring party.
Right. Maybe they don't care about the eggs so much. Maybe they're just out here like truffle hunting or doing something else out here.
They're just they're just out here to get paid.
Right.
And get the best ingredients.
Maybe it's a territorial thing. Like, truffle hunters are territorial. You don't tell the people where you find your good stuff because then they'll take it all. So maybe there is like a they're going to try and battle you until you run away, or you make them run away. And maybe because we want this to be a lighter combat, there is like a morale thing going on. They're not going to fight to the death. They're just going to hit them a few times and they're like, I'm out of here.
Yes. All right, so a battle to run away, some light morale rules. They're looking for the ingredients. And who are they working for?
Oh, I Nadia Hussein was mentioned earlier, from Bake Off, from everything. Nadia's the best. She's the nicest person. Ooh, she might be trouble running the unsavories, but I kind of like that at the same time.
They work for Chef Nadia.
Chef Nadia.
Chef Nadia cooks with truffles.
Right. Needs truffle for the best oils for those bakes. Who knows? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Ooh. Whoa. Huh. Fancy.
That's wonderful.
Oh, nope. I don't have the merch command set up.
Oh.
I thought I did. Whatever. I'll do that in a little bit so that everyone can get a link to the merch stuff if you feel the need for some sweet owlbear soup merch. Okay. So Chef Nadia cooks
it's so
with
nice
chocolate,
to drink out of coffee every Sunday.
And the unsavory fellows, which will be the TUFs.
Perfect.
We'll just call them the toughs. uh,
Yeah, Team Tough.
are
Yeah.
her grunts, and
uh,
they aren't super nice.
right, but they're also not quite interested in this whole axe speak
Yeah,
thing. So they're here for a moment, but they don't need to attach to the story. The
yeah.
rest of it.
They're here
But
for a couple of things. They're looking for truffles in this area. Two, they're already annoyed at the paprika getting into their truffles. And
oh
three,
yeah,
they don't care about this egg. They just want you to not mess up their truffle ground. And a part of the tough team is they have a trained pig.
I was just gonna say like what CR is a boar or something like
Yeah.
that.
Well, I think it's a 1/2.
Okay. So potentially getting some and maybe that's one of their morale things. If the party kills the board,
That's it.
it.
They're
They're done. They're sad.
Yeah.
They're out. That's one of the morale conditions. But if they start getting beat up, they're also
Yeah.
out.
Oh man, so good.
I have played with so many people lately who see an animal and they're like, "Oh, that's perfect, cute. I want to keep that as a pet." And
Yeah.
so also have to add in an option for if they don't touch that pig ever.
Exactly. Yeah. Let's see here. We'll add an option. Option. Blah blah blah. For not hurting the hog. Cool. All right. So we have the outline of an adventure already, right? So we have our intro, which is the party meets Chef Alberti. And Alberti is like, I'm a powerful wizard, but I just like to cook. Why don't you go get this egg for me so I can win this competition? And they're like, okay, well, we'll go get this egg. We're going to get 50 gold pieces out of this. So they go and they find, oh no, the eggs, or they meet up with the assistant on the way. And the assistant on the way, he's like, oh man, I was heading over there and those axe speaks were just too much for me. Probably has more information. He's fine. He is moving kind of slow. So if the party needs to catch up with him before he gets us back to Waterdeep, we're good to go. Party makes their way to the Axe Peaks. The Axe Peaks are angry. Their eggs were taken. They're blood frenzy and killing. And we know these Axe Peaks are always kill travelers. So we don't feel bad about eliminating them. Search.
Yeah, one of them might also be hurt from a prior conflict if we wanted to.
We find some clues. We followed a clue of paprika to a truffle field where the party that we're following got abducted by Shelf Rosedon Gamsby's line cooks, and
there's special rules for if you want to pet the boar.
and then we run into the toughs. And then the toughs have a boar, and there are special rules for petting the boar.
It's got to be like a dexterity check, I think, in order to pet it before it bites at you or gores you.
We could do like here. Here's my idea for morale. Is we could do a skill challenge type morale thing. So 3 successes. This might take more. Let's go 6 successes. Cause the other team cause the toughs to flee, give up, whatever, right? Because remember we talked about conflicts. Maybe this isn't necessarily one that you have to solve with combat. You can call combat, right?
True.
So your successes are getting the boar on your side. Then once they realize the boar is on your side, then they're like, oh, okay, well, you can't be that bad. Our boar likes you. So this is like 3 pets. You pet it 3 times, boom.
Right.
There's a special rule for petting. Great.
Sure. Animal handling certainly help out with that. We could make this a whole encounter, right? Add options for, well, if you cast speak with animals, and then here's some persuasion checks you can make.
Right. And then so just on the boar successes are petting, animal handling, speak with animals, persuasion.
Yeah.
Let's see here. And then for the other party, we can do things like persuasion, intimidation. I always like throwing some other things in there. You could use your cook skills.
I was just thinking cook's tools would be
Yeah.
cool. Using our chef's tools. Um, sleight of hand to steal some of their truffles and give them right back. I mean, that's kind of probably something we don't need to write down, but
Yeah.
would be a fun thing to do in that
Yeah.
encounter.
Okay. So I mean, things like this, and other things up to the DM, right?
Mhm.
Fantastic. Look at that. Look at us go.
Yeah.
All right.
And if they don't want to do that, they can just fight them for a
Yeah.
while. And there's
Exactly.
we'll have that, and they run at half health or
Exactly.
whatever.
Yeah. And we make them, maybe a little bit more powerful than the party because there is this idea that they aren't going to fight to the death.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. All right. So we got this sweet outline. I think we kind of so here's the deal is with this what we have right here, I could run this adventure tomorrow. Right?
Oh yeah.
And so
yeah.
whenever we
Mhm.
were last week we were talking about like building a good outline. Like I think this is a pretty decent outline for us to start with. And now we just have to fill out all the meat of it and all of that jazz.
Right. And the thing that I want to add into this, there's one chunk that I would still
Yeah.
want, which is this exploration bit. This where is the special location that they're going to, which is going to give me that
Mhm.
wonder sense that I want. I already love this adventure. It's fun. There's a lot of fun things going on, but that moment of like, ooh, oh, okay, that's where the chef's
Yeah,
hiding. That's
okay.
cool. And I don't know where that is right now. I'm not quite seeing it where this combat is. I've got it kind of in like a, field near a swamp or something like that, but that's not very
Yeah.
health conscious. So the ability to kind of explore this little lair and see a few things before I get to this final combat.
Ooh, Hudson has a great idea. I love this. Giant mushroom field. So
Oh.
yeah, so we end up going into this cave, and
Mhm.
as we go a little bit deeper, there's like all these mushrooms that are all over, and like
Yeah.
there's like glowing mushrooms keeping everything like glowing, and you end up
Mhm.
like walking on a path of mushrooms up to
Yes.
it.
Yes. No, this is very good. I like this a lot.
Yeah.
So you get to that point where you eventually put your torches away and you're just kind of walking through this like bioluminescent.
Mhm.
Oh, this is good.
Yeah.
This is good.
Yeah. There we go. All right. Well, here we've reached that point in this adventure where now all we have to do is sit down and design the encounters, fill it all
Mhm.
out, put it together, and make it available for the audience.
I mean, yeah. Right. So we decide. Is there going to be a special chef-related magic item at the end of this?
Yeah.
I mean, we are first level, so it doesn't want to be too much. But
No.
what's an alchemy jug?
Yeah,
might
something
be
like
a
that. Alchemy jug would
thing
be.
that ends up here.
Yeah.
Um, +1 ladle is always fun.
Yeah. You could get a alchemy jug. You could get a like a +1 ladle that gives you bonuses to proficiency checks for cooking utensils.
Right. But I also love playing that character that every once in a while I'm like, look, I wrote down mace, but it's just a ladle. That's what I hit people.
Right. Exactly. I mean,
giving people that reminder for a while is
Exactly.
fun.
Yeah. I wouldn't give them a +1 mace at level 1, but all right. So that's it for this week. Everybody, Aubrey has posted a link to Stefani's live stream that's happening in just about a minute.
Right.
Everybody should go check that out. We'll be back here tomorrow night to talk about the cleric. We're going to be diving into the feats.
Yeah.
This should be the last of the cleric sessions, and then we have to decide where we're going from there. Yeah, and then no, we don't know where we're going from.
No, I don't know. I don't know what's next. So many good ones to choose from.
Yeah, well, if we go alphabetically, it's probably be Druid. All right, and so is there anything that you would like to talk about to the audience before we wrap up?
Ooh, I mean, if you know folks who are interested in some after-school D&D for their 11 to 15-year-olds, the Academy of Adventures is still taking applications. But oh my gosh, we're getting pretty darn close to the registration date. So you can check that out at academyofadventures.com.
Awesome. And I will be back to streaming my DJ stuff this week starting Tuesday. I'm going to do Trance Tuesday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thursday is going to be House Music and Classic Flicks, which is at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then Friday, I'm going to do a special pirate-themed stream with Aubrey Cello, where she's going to be playing the cello, and I'm going to be DJing. That will be starting at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time over at twitch.tv/Dread Pirate Rabbits. Yeah, I think that's it. If you're watching this later on YouTube, make sure to like and subscribe. For all those in chat, thank you so much for helping build this adventure, and make sure you follow. And if you want to support us, go ahead and give us a subscription. And yeah, this was great. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you later.